for a change?
I am talking to you.
Then get ready to explore the quantum possibilities. It's time to transform that outdated paradigm into something universal and new. Time to uncover the truth hidden beneath the veil of lies. A time to think outside the box as we link to a higher consciousness. Welcome to the awakening. And now the hosts of Broadcast Team Alpha, Nori Love and Aage Nost.
Well, hello, bringers of light. How are you? Hello. I am always so happy when it's Tuesday. We get to hang out with you for an hour, and thank you for your listenership and thank you for your donations. We appreciate the donations. They actually help offset the costs of our self-paid show, and we love broadcasting and we love being here with you, and we love your donations, but we love doing it so much that we'll continue to pay for it if we have to, if that's what it takes. There's another way that you might want to explore Aage and mine, our other works, and our other energies that we're putting out. There's another site that you might get a good overview of what we're doing, and that would be the Mastermind Connection on Patreon. You'll see some of the work that we're doing there, as well as our Being of Service offerings. And on Sunday, we meet for a mastermind session at 2:00 Eastern. So if you would like to join us for the mastermind on Sunday, and it's always for the intention of something really, really good, and and the intention, everybody in the mastermind group agrees on it before we do it. If you would like to join us, we'll send you the Zoom link. Just email us at themastermindconnection@gmail.com. Make sure you include the mastermindconnection@gmail.com. And if you really feel like adventuring, because you may have some time on your hands, you can check out our Broadcast Team Alpha YouTube page. And also there's broadcastteamalpha.com. So thank you for listening to all this. That's a lot of housekeeping tonight. So we are going Casual Tuesday tonight. Aage and I are going to give each other the talking stick. What do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? It's going to be out of the box.
Oh, yeah. What box? I don't even know where the box is. I just have no idea. But I tell you, this one came up kind of quick on us because we suddenly did not have a guest cancel on us. So we are here and we're going to have some fun. And as you came up with the title for this show, we're going to spill the tea.
It's so funny to hear you say that.
Yeah.
So weird. Yeah.
I don't drink much tea, but I have coffee. Yeah. There is a few things that is so way up front for people right now. That's 5G and coronavirus and how to stay healthy and
5D too.
Yeah, that too. You bet. Right. Yeah. Gosh, Nori, where do you want to start?
Don't put me on the spot or anything.
Okay. Well, why don't we, everybody's sitting at home right now. Well, not everybody, but most people are actually spending a lot more time at home. And in doing so, there is a reason for it, and that is the virus.
Okay, so let's start there.
Yeah, you want to start there? And there is so much information out there, and half of it is disinformation, and maybe we don't know which half.
Right. And I just, I want to do a disclaimer, because we're all getting to know each other, and you're getting to know me, right? The audience is getting to know me more than I'm getting to know them. Back in the day when we used to do blabs, right, that kind of broadcast, I used to joke around and I would always say that I was deeply shallow. And that's because what I came to do, in my healing artistry, is for certain people. I bridge mainstream with the alternative. And then I also get to work with people who are like thought leaders in the alternative. So the things that I get to do are
very unique.
They are very unique, but I always say that I'm deeply shallow because when things get too deep, I'll make a joke and, bring it back to shallow. So the reason that I'm telling you this is because I said last week that I felt bad for the cabal, and the Illuminati, and I was really just joking. So I don't feel bad for them at all, but I appreciate the opportunity to have this discussion so you guys can get to know me better. So with that, let's talk about the main reason I was telling you that is because I would like the foundation of tonight to at least be in the positive energies, in the higher energies. We don't need to contribute law of attraction, to the negative stuff. So I would like to keep a positive spin on everything. Aage, what do you think?
Yeah, and I'm all for that. Sometimes that is hard to do. If we're going to talk the truth, then some of that negative stuff comes out. So it's really hard to do. But we'll give it a shot. We'll try.
The thing for me is to keep it from having an emotional charge.
Yeah.
I can talk about pretty much anything now, but if you work on zero pointing it so that it doesn't have a charge, you won't feel emotional. And if you're not emotional, you won't create the charge.
Yeah. What I want to suggest to people is that when you sit down at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock or whenever and watch the news, remember that if you watch CNN, you got to remember what CNN stands for. It stands for certainly not news.
Is that what it stands for?
Yeah, it does now.
Mm-hmm. Well, it cracks me up because I do watch a few of the president's broadcasts.
Yeah.
When he tells the newscasters or the news reporters, that hey, you're doing fake news. I love that. I love that kind of straightforwardness. Yeah.
Absolutely. And what I suggest to the listeners also, start watching foreign newspapers and reading foreign newspapers and watch foreign news channels. And that's something that Americans don't a lot. And then if you live in Germany, Germans don't look at foreign newspapers so much. They watch their own. And in each country, you will find a lot of truth about other countries, probably very little about your own, but other countries, they will a lot of times tell the truth.
That's good.
That is what I am doing just about every night. And I want to mention a few of the ones that I watched that I really find some truth in. There is this German, Der Spiegel, which means the mirror. Der Spiegel out of Germany, Svenska Dagbladet out of Stockholm, Sweden. And then we have India Today and Russia Today, believe it or not. It's a very good one. They talk and tell the truth about America. Probably won't find much truth about Russia, but it is still for us to read. And Al Jazeera is a good one. So all these things, just search it out and start looking, because now if you do that, you are going to find that there are independent scientists and independent doctors that come forward, and these doctors and scientists does not profit from the scam that being done on us through the virus. So if they're not profiting from the calamity, they are more apt to tell the truth, and they're telling us that is different what the government story is. You should look at that.
Okay, so, why don't you just tell us about it, since, we're hanging off a cliff.
Yeah, we're hanging off the cliff.
Yeah,
and what we're finding is that, there is a real virus. There is people out there saying that there is no such thing as a virus. Well, no, there is. But what these scientists are finding, even in research papers from universities in the United States, find that the virus was first created here. I'm not going to name the university because I want to live. And Yeah, it was first created here and shown to a Chinese scientist on how to alter it. And she went home, and then there were several vials that went over there that got caught. And she created and altered it over in Wuhan, China.
Right.
And from there on, we don't know how it got released, but it did get released. And probably maybe an accident, I suppose. But there we are with this, because the genetic strand on the virus has a section of it that come directly from the AIDS virus.
Yeah.
That cannot happen by accident. That had to be done. And this is done by independent labs, so they know this. So we have been lied to, and we got to remember that. We don't know. This is something that is perpetrated on the world public. And the independent scientists are coming out and saying that, yes, this virus, the coronavirus, is much more, this spreads a lot faster and more than the other viruses, like the flu
because
virus.
of the way it's engineered with the HIV-like
Yeah, absolutely.
and the SARS-like protein that gets into the RNA. Yeah,
that's right.
So,
yeah, what they're saying is that, yeah, it's more commutable, but it is not as deadly.
Well, it is deadly.
Yeah, it is deadly, but not as deadly as the regular flu virus. We had 37,000 people dying last year from just a regular flu.
Yeah, I don't think the number of people dying should be downplayed, quite frankly.
No, we probably shouldn't. But it tells us that there is something going on that doesn't make sense. Because why don't we do something about the flu?
Sugar pops, yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean, you'd have to live under a rock somewhere to not know that there's something going on.
Yeah, and very soon we're going to find out why they did it.
So you said before we got through all of that, I think you said that there's no virus. Did you say that?
No, that there is a virus, but it's not the kind of virus that we've been told.
Oh, I see. I don't think anybody's been told what it really is. I don't think there's a straight story out there that you can find now. So I don't know what people understand about it.
Yeah, there is so much disinformation, and some of it is 90% true, some of it 20% true, so it's really hard to figure it out. That's where we need to do our own research.
Right. Well, and I really rather research on how to take better care of myself, or how to increase my immunity, or how to maintain higher thought forms and thought energy during times when I don't feel so great about what's going on. And I rather study that.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is that we got to be aware of this, that it is dangerous. So I am all for wearing gloves and masks. I don't do it, but I'm all for it. And when you go to the grocery store, because there are people out there that is carrying this contamination. But one more thing the last negative thing that I want to mention, if anything at all, the Chinese has figured it out where it came from, and the 1 million testing kits that was sent to the United States, 30,000 of them was sent to England, and they were tested by a Luxembourg lab, independent lab, and found that they were tainted with the virus. So
they were tainted with the virus. Okay, so what do you think about that?
Well, Chinese are wanting to get even, probably. I don't know. I just theorize on that. But the testing kits were tainted, at least that batch of it.
Well, if they were tainted, then all of the tests would come up positive.
A lot of them probably do. Now, some people are saying that, oh, the virus cannot live on the outside for more than, maybe 14 hours or something like that. That is basically true if it is in the open and exposed to oxygen. If it is inside of a substance that does not allow oxygen to come to the virus, it can live a lot longer. Like if it was inside of fat, then the oxygen wouldn't get to it and it could live longer. So just because somebody say that the virus will not live outside of the body for more than, let's say, a day or so, no, it can.
No, I don't know.
So, because that goes back to the Nobel Prize in 1931, Dr. Warburg came up with he got the Nobel Prize for discovering that no bacteria or virus can live in a heavy oxygenated environment.
Right.
Oxygen will kill a virus because they're anaerobic. They'll kill anaerobic bacteria. And that is another thing that you, being a nurse, also can talk more to, because oxygen is very life-giving for us and very deadly for an anaerobic virus.
Yeah, and I don't feel like doing biology tonight, but you can. But I love that we're transitioning into the topic of breathing, because breathing, I mean, besides what you're saying happens, that it kills viruses, right now, breathing can be our best friend, especially if you're angry or if you are anxious or frightened. Breathing is so powerful, and it's so magical, and it's so worth the discipline of making yourself do it, because it is a discipline. And it's so easy to just blow it off, So I have an app on my phone. I have two actually, that rings the alarm for me to do breathing on a regular basis, and I highly recommend that. I mean, we can't get enough oxygen down into the alveoli, down in our lungs. We can't get enough oxygen down there, and that's what's going to keep us healthy. That's what's going to keep us healthy even if we come in contact with the virus. If our immune system is healthy, it's just going to pass by. You may have a symptom or two, but if you're healthy, it's not going to do anything. And part of that health is your energetic health.
Absolutely. And that's why it's more dangerous for older people. Italy was hit pretty hard with this. But also, reading European newspapers, I find that the average age of the people in Italy that died from it was 77. So you see, the older people that already had 2 or 3 diseases and one foot in the grave, now they just tumble over when they get the virus and get the other foot in the grave. So it is much more dangerous if people are, but even those elderly ones, if they did breathing exercises, I bet they would turn things around. Mm-hmm. I am totally convinced of that, because if you fill your lungs with oxygen, and this virus sets itself in the lungs, I thought, so if you fill the lung with oxygen, I bet it could do something really good down there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like keep us alive and keep us feeling good, because we have oxygen going through our blood, and
and that goes right along with I've told this scenario many times, and people are probably sick of hearing it, but my martial art master.
That means I've heard it 400,000 times, but
no, only about 400. My martial art master told me decades ago, if you do this one thing, you'll never be sick, and that was take 20 deep breaths until you got dizzy, and keep it there for 5 minutes. He says you will never be sick. So there is something to that.
There is something to it. I mean, just go look at the work. Go look at the work of Wim Hof. Wim Hof, he's amazing, and he's the guy that goes, out in underneath the ice and does these extended dives, holding his breath, and he does all this breathing work. He is amazing. He is amazing. And it started out, his wife died and left him with the kids, and it was a tragic death. And he was about to lose his mind. And,
Yeah.
and instead of going outward, going to medicine or alcohol or whatever, he really went inward. He went inward and determined how the brain and how the body and how the nervous system works together, and how breath has so much to do with it.
Absolutely. And I'll tell just for listeners, Google this guy, Wim Hof, Wimhof, because you got to research this guy, because what he's doing is phenomenal.
He's so cool, and he's so adorable, right? He's always in a t-shirt, and he when he says fully in, right? So he tells you, okay, and breathe fully in. He goes, and breathe huli in. I mean, his accent, huli in. And he's so casual, but he's so brilliant. People will say to him, well, do you have to inhale through your nose or through your mouth? Make it all legalistic. And he's like, you know what? Either hole will work. I mean, he's just Wim Hof. I highly, highly invite you to go check him out if you haven't already. Our chat room's pretty advanced, so they probably have already, they're probably like, oh, Nori, this is old news for us. So I'm going to do a quick shout out to the chat room before we go on break. And of course, there's the rich and famous Tina Marie, Crowman, hi, David Cook, Echo, Goldie, Iowa Girl, hello, JC, Joe, Karen, Love, Naj is here, Parked Cake, hi, Queen B, Rob, Shady D, hello, girly girl. Good to see you guys. Did you say hi to the chat room?
Yeah, hello there, everybody. Yeah, and also maybe we could tell them to call in with some question in the second half.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear from you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
there is no such thing as a stupid question. It doesn't exist.
Yeah, and you pick the topic.
Yeah, I pick the topic. Anything, we'll do our best, and we will come back and we'll talk more about remedies, solutions, and I promise we're gonna try to keep it positive.
Otherwise, I have to hit you with the talking stick.
Nah, you're about 1,700 miles away. I'm not worried. All right, yeah, and
that would be a non-local hit.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah. All right. Well, I see now we got 1 minute left for the break, so maybe we should just do that, and then we'll come back and talk about the solutions, especially the solutions that is housed in the mind.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
This is the Broadcast Team Alpha Show, hosted by Nori Love and Aage Nost, the one show that takes your doubts of the unknown and spins them into reality. Share your thoughts by calling our hotline number at 702-425-9230. That's 702-425-9230.
Call now.
Worldwide callers use Skype name KCOR Radio. More cutting-edge conversation and exploration of the quantum universe after this.
Hello, KCOR listeners. Lori and Fenton here from the Fenton Files to tell you how to watch UFOCon 2020, which was held right before the virus scare in Shelter in Place. It was a conference like no other, so don't miss out on the specially priced on-demand replay of what is already the most talked about conference of 2020. Visit UFOCon2020.com. That's UFOCon2020.com.
Paranormal radio never sounded so good. Love, light, and the paranormal. Hosted by Reverend J. Live every Sunday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Right here on the KCOR Digital Radio Network.
No mercy, no pity, no fear.
Come explore the world of the paranormal with distinguished and sometimes not so renowned authors, investigators, as well as TV and radio personalities from around the world. Whether it's love and light or the darkness of the abyss.
This is insanity!
We go down the road others are afraid to travel. The only question is, are you ready for it? Love, Light, and the Paranormal. Hosted by Reverend Jane. Live Sunday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Your paranormal voyage starts here.
Great.
It's great. I think it's great. I think it's
The all-new KCOR Digital Radio Network.
great.
Make a note of it.
It's great.
If ever a breed was affectionate to a fault, it's the Golden Retriever. They're people dogs, pure and simple. And the Golden Retriever Rescue of Southern Nevada needs your help. If you would like to volunteer, foster, adopt, or donate, go to the Golden Retriever Rescue of Southern Nevada's website at grrsn.org. That's grrsn.org. Or call 598-GOLD. That's 598-GOLD.
Looking for a radio show like no other?
We need something brand new.
Then tune into the KCOR Digital Radio Network, Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and get ready for The Quantum Shift. A great shift of consciousness is sweeping across the Earth. Are you ready for the dimensional shift?
It is amazing, is it not?
The Quantum Shift. Quantum Shift. Quantum Shift. Hosted by Dr. Sam Muggsy and Kent Dunn. Be part of the fifth dimensional reality, where consciousness prevails and the universal law of one is the only true reality. The Quantum Shift. Quantum Shift. Quantum Shift. Live Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Exclusively on the KCOR Digital Radio Network.
Going live.
Come explore the quantum possibilities. This is Broadcast Team Alpha. Broadcast Team Alpha. To be on the show live, call 702-425-9230. That's 702-425-9230. Worldwide callers use Skype name KCOR Radio. Share your thoughts of the show on Twitter at KCOR Radio, #KCOR. Or join the cutting edge conversation live in our chat room at KCORradio.com. Now back to Broadcast Team Alpha with your free thinking hosts, Nori Love and Aage Nost.
Hello, hello. You are still listening to Broadcast Team Alpha, and we, Nori and I, are talking about the virus and what to do about it. We have explained a lot of the problem, probably a little more than what we should, because it got a little bit negative there in the middle of it. But there are other things too that we could talk about, and there is some remedies. And some of those remedies we are carrying around with us all the time. We have our mind. And that could go into knowing what to do, like deep breathing, like Nori was talking about. And on top of that, remember we live in a mind-created universe. That means whatever is in your mind is what you are very likely to have in your life. So if we start changing our thinking, visualizing ourselves being totally healthy, and then going on YouTube and watch Greg Braden and Joe Dispenza and Bruce Lipton and people like that, you're going to get a whole new understanding of the universe, and you're going to be a lot more powerful. Same thing as going to listen to our shows. This is something everybody can do, and it's free. Change our mind a little bit.
Change our mind or our thoughts?
Our thoughts. Yeah.
Thoughts?
Thoughts are created by the mind, so you're right. It comes through thoughts, but by the time it reaches our visual cortex about what we want. Yeah. Yeah. Now,
go ahead.
I was just talking here. This is something that most people, when they get sick, they run to either the health food store or the pharmacy, because they are looking outside of themselves for the remedy or the solution. I would prefer that they went to the health food store, because right now there is more people going to the health food store than to the pharmacy. And that is changed from 10, 15, 20 years ago.
Well, or to the medical marijuana store.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That is, I have read and seen what can happen when you start taking that wonderful substance. And in fact, right here on my desk, I got a bottle of hemp seed oil sitting here. I take a slug of that every so often throughout the day, and I don't know if it does much to me, but I do it anyway. That's preparation, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
We just got to rethink our reality. When we do that, our reality changes.
Rethink our reality. Yeah. So we are like projectors and receivers at the same time. So what we process, the thoughts that we process, we are actually like projecting, like a projector, if you will, into the screen on our reality. And I mean, and that's law of attraction.
Absolutely. And when we're saying that we live in a mind-created universe, that means that the mind creates everything around us. Would that then mean that there is nothing physical out there? It is only a holographic projection from the mind?
From the mind of God? From the mind of God, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So if that's the case, we are part of God, which means we can change that reality that we project around us to a certain point. All depends on our amount and total belief. If we are totally convinced and understand our surroundings, we can change them. There is experiments done in quantum mechanics that actually prove this is real. In fact, one of the experiments, it went back and changed the past. So this is real, and it's really hard to wrap our heads around it. But there is remedy in changing our thoughts about our reality.
Yeah.
And yeah, go ahead.
No, you go.
All right. Okay, I got one foot on the soapbox here, so
yeah, I know. I sense that. So you have the talking stick. Yeah.
Okay, I'll hand it to you shortly. But when we think this, the virus, yes, do whatever we can of natural remedies in order to do away with it and stay healthy. In addition to what we do with the mind, there's something to say for the shotgun effect. Do as much as we can that we know is true and right in order to implement the remedy. And this goes as far as 5G, which seems to activate the virus in some areas. There's a lot of misinformation there too, and we see that it creates all kinds of problems. But it also goes that far. We can, in our mind, decide that the 5G or generation 5 of the newly coming telephone system is not going to harm us. And there is this is something that I'm later on going to be talking about in a future thing on the mastermind connection. So you may want to go look at that sometime. But right now there is a class action suit coming against governments as well as telephone companies in the tune of $1 trillion that has been filed. And they have the evidence that shows the dangers. So it's going to be interesting to see how that develops. And there are places around the world right now where in Israel and a couple of cities in Germany, and I think one of the states, I forget which one on the East Coast, they banned it. They could say we're going to wait for the medical results. And this is good. That holds it back a little bit. But we can change our thoughts about it.
Right. So the chat room, I love it. The chat room is talking about the immune system. Karen's talking about vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, oil of oregano, love it. Colloidal silver, love it. I'm making colloidal silver. It's amazing. I agree with you, Karen. And then I saw something else about quinine. Quinine is what tonic water has quinine in it. So.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
I never heard of that one.
Mm-hmm. What other things do you take, Aage? Because maybe I shouldn't ask that question. We might be here all night. So the popular things are astragalus and turmeric. Right, this is all for the immunity, for your immune system. And there's something that you can do that you don't have to ingest it. When you're in the shower, at the end of your shower, turn the water on cold, then turn the water on hot, and see how long or how many times you can do that for. And in the beginning, when you're turning it on the cold, you might have to work up to it because it'll definitely make your heart pound. But that assists in building our immune system as well. So there's so many things that we can do, but my experience is, when I focus my thoughts on my well-being, when I have a clear picture and intention of the way that I want my life and my health to be, I remain in the higher energies, right? The higher energies of my personal alignment. I am more naturally guided to finding things like astragalus or colloidal silver or Wim Hof. When we're in alignment with our highest good, our higher self, our higher nature, everything happens. It's when we come out of alignment because we get scared, right? Then our energy constricts. If we get angry, our energy constricts and we're no longer flowing. And that's why it feels so bad. That's why, anger and jealousy and rage feels bad and hurts the body.
Absolutely. Yeah. And when I said a little earlier that we can change our reality by the way we think, I know this one is a little hard to wrap our heads around. Let's say somebody, in bed with a bad flu or whatever they got, and say, okay, I'm going to think better and see if it can go away. Well, it's hard to wrap our head around. Usually, the thinking should go ahead of the illness so that you won't get the illness. If you start thinking you're thinking different now, start researching it. Let's say that you have a specific type of disease, then go look it up, see what that organ look like, and get a good picture, colorful image in your mind about it. And then you can go into meditation and visualize a healthy organ. And there are processes for this which we talk about on Broadcast Team Alpha and the Mastermind Connection. So you could check that out. And this is something that once you start doing it, you're going to start feeling better. And after a while, you're going to find out that, I haven't had a cold this year. And you're gonna be better from it. And it comes probably from your change of thinking.
Yeah. Well, I'm next Thursday. The Total Wellbeing Immersion, the 12-week masterclass starts, and the way that we work with spirit and energy and our thoughts is the whole class. I mean, there's some fun educational stuff about the body and exercise, and there will be exercise and there'll be nutrition. But more importantly, we're going to discuss like the wisdom of food, the energy of food. And when you understand it on an energetic level, you are more easily guided to the foods that bring you health. So you were saying that you have to change your thoughts, and you can change them just by figuring out how you want your lifestyle and livelihood to look. And then don't get in the way of that showing up.
Mm-hmm.
And you were giving the example of the person on the couch with the flu. Here's my logic. And I mean, call me crazy. If you're on the couch with the flu and you feel horrible, and you're able to distract yourself by begrudgingly agreeing, okay, I'm going to try law of attraction, I'm going to do it, right? And you distract yourself for, I don't know, let's say 5 minutes, right? And you're doing something really simple, like, what do I like in this room? Wow, I love the way the sun is shining through the window. I love the weave on this blanket. I love that I'm really warm. I love that I smell chicken soup cooking. I love my house. I love that I feel so secure here. So when you distract yourself from focusing on the pain of the flu for 5 minutes, that is actually launching you into greater well-being. But isn't it worth it to take a vacation from the pain and the angst of the flu? And you can do it with your mind.
Yeah. Because we live in our mind anyway.
Who does?
All of us.
Oh.
We think we live in our body, but no, we live in our mind. And
well, we are living in the body too. I mean, we're...
Yeah. And when you're talking about that class, the 12-week class, Nori, I have been through that class with you, and I've been around a long time, but I learned a lot.
I know. I hear it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. I do hear it. I do hear it when you're talking. Thank you.
That's not just me. I heard other people say the same thing. So, no, this is something that I don't know. I would highly recommend it. So that's.
So I bring to the table my unique combination, of gifts and skills. I'm a registered nurse, so I bring my education, and that's amazing, for the food part of it and the health part of it and the blood sugar part of it. And then I was a personal trainer and a bodybuilder. I actually pioneered personal training back in the 90s in Virginia Beach. Nobody was a personal trainer back then. So I bring that aspect of it, and then of course I bring my hypnotherapy, my life coaching skills, double certified on law of attraction. I love it. I can't help it. And of course I'm a Reiki master. So we do some Reiki as well. So it's a total well-being immersion. And the thing that I love about these classes is that when you start to shift your energy to make yourself well and make your life well, things don't only change in that one small area, it changes in peripheral areas around you. So things always come up during the 12 weeks as a result of that. So if you are raising your energy and people around you don't match that energy, by law of attraction, somebody's going to fall out of each other's life. So if that happens, I love this group because we always have really nurturing healer type people that come to it. That's a great place for this to happen and for it to be healed. So I can't say that the one last year and the two last year and the two last year before that will even be remotely like the one that this is, because it's tailored to who shows up.
And you built onto. You're built onto it to put more information in it, and you can't leave them hanging like that. Please let people know where they can get a hold of you to get some more information about this.
Yeah, you can email me at norilovemail@gmail.com, norilovemail@gmail.com, and just let me know you want information, or you can text me. You can text me at 757-323-5558 if you'd like information on the Total Wellbeing Immersion, the 12-week masterclass. Yeah, thanks for reminding me to do that. I'm so excited. I am so excited. I mean, I love the way that when you get out of your own way and play in your gifts, how people show up. I mean, I am humbled, by the excitement that people are demonstrating and it's the same kind of feeling I have when when we come here and we get to hang out with everybody, especially in the chat room. So,
another thing that I want to say is that the one thing that I got more out of your class than anything was the programming the future, law of attraction. And that part of it was so good what you had put together. And I tell you, after that, people can see things start just falling out of trees on their path, because this thing is real.
That's true. It's true. Yeah. And if you don't want to talk law of attraction lingo, I want to work with your subconscious mind, because if there is anything that you want to change in your life, you really, really want to stop that thing, change that thing, and you haven't been able to do it, it's because there's a little icon with a program in your subconscious mind that keeps running, and it's stronger than your logical mind that says, I don't feel good when I do this. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to smoke anymore. I don't want to eat anymore. That program is stronger than your will, and it's stronger than just your logic. But what I bring through hypnotherapy is to go in and, relax the logical mind, relax the chattery mind, and go in and look at that program and take the energetic charge out of it, neutralize it, and then all the space that it took up in your subconscious mind, we start feeding in these beautiful images of your life and your body and your health and your vitality and your livelihood and the way that everything just unfolds for you. We put that back in there. So we don't have to talk about law of attraction. And then that's the program that plays out for you. And when that happens, you can't help but make the choices that bring you the health, the well-being, the relationship, whatever it is that you're looking for. You can't help but follow it. You would have to go into a really uncomfortable place to try and go backwards from that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, thank you. I got on a little rant there.
Yeah, and then, hey, the soapbox is okay, isn't it?
Sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm sorry.
And another thing I want to mention here, we're getting down to about close to 5 minutes left of the show, and I want to talk just a little bit about the mastermind connection, because we are doing some incredible things in there. We are doing things that is hard to believe, and I want to mention that just one of them, that there was this friend of mine in the Midwest. He called me and he said, my daughter has been diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer.
With metastasis.
Yeah, throughout the whole body, actually. And what happened is that we created a mastermind around that girl. And we can't take credit for all of it, but I think it initiated the process of her 2 months later had no cancer in her body.
She's 42, yeah.
Yeah. That's powerful.
She's amazing. She's amazing. But talk about, somebody who can really shift her thoughts. She can really shift her thoughts. She does it through prayer and through Christianity, which is great. However you get there, it's fine. Just get there. Yeah.
Absolutely. And that is not just the only thing either. There are other people that have had amazing things happen that there was too far out of the norm. There was, we can call it a coincidence, but there's no chance it could be. So yes, this stuff is real. So send us an email if you want to be part of this mastermind where you get to brain.
Or if you just want info, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, just info. Send us an email to the mastermindconnection@gmail.com. And we will send you some information on it and when and how and so on. And you'll get the site so you can go watch some of the free videos. The live mastermind session is free. So you can join us on that one if you prefer or you like to. But this is something that, how can it be better than brainstorming with God? I'm using the word God here because that is actually what we're tapping into.
Mm-hmm. Universal God consciousness.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I hope that...
I don't know how it gets better than that, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Having lunch with Jesus, that would be good. That would be pretty amazing. But yeah, no, it's amazing. And I hope you guys, if you have an interest or if you just have a, I wonder what that's about, just send us an email. There's no obligation. We're happy to share the information. And it's so cool when people who think that might not have been a match for them turn out to love it, and get like incredible benefits. It's very group oriented. We decide together what the mastermind intentions are. So it's it's harmonious, coherent energy that we share there.
Yeah,
thanks, Aage.
People all around the world is there. We have from 3 continents and many different countries are in there with us. So this is good. And we are down to 1 minute left of the show. 30 minutes, 30 seconds. Okay, we will see you next week.
See you next week.
We'll be there with you. And until then, be good to each other.
You've been listening to Broadcast Team Alpha.
Broadcast Team Alpha.
Hosted by Nori Love and Aage Nost. Every Tuesday night at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on the KCOR Digital Radio Network. The balance of power is shifting to a new paradigm. Will you be ready? For more information on Broadcast Team Alpha, as well as the hosts, Nori Love and Aage Nost, please visit their website at broadcastteamalpha.com. Until next week, remember to keep those minds open while always exploring the endless quantum possibilities.
Broadcast Team Alpha. Over and out.
This is KCOR Las Vegas, home of the Digital Radio Network, broadcasting from a shack just south of Area 51.
Wait, that doesn't exist.
This is the KCOR Digital Radio Network. Now for the news.